but an overconsumer and Cage Warriors Lightweight champion George Hardwick. And today we'll be looking at one of my favourite boxers ever, one of my favourite boxers of the day, Noaya Inoue, how he hits pads and what we can all learn from him. So first he's drilling a jab, pull back, jab again. There he's hitting the cross to the body as well. Notice how on this kind of first and third attack, this two-phase attack, jab, pull back, it was a small movement. A lot of good defense, like the better fighters, it's small movements. People can over-exaggerate jumping in and out, but not being set for their punches, and then the counter's not there because they're jumping too far back. So it's just small movements, solid on the back leg as well. So here he's crouching down and working his uppercut, using that frame off the left hand. It's really important to get that bend in the knees. I say this to everyone, if your quads aren't burning when you're doing a lot of striking, especially if you're a beginner, you're not learning it properly. We need to get those knees bent and the posture. This is something I absolutely love because he is one of my liver shot heroes. I'll put this back again. He's got one of the best liver shots in just the world, any sport, boxing, Muay Thai, whatever. But still, watch how he does this. He has a few reps. You go jab. He's just touching it in. He's better than almost anyone in the world at this. He's one of my liver shot heroes that I studied over and over, but he still practices it slowly. He still grooves the movement. He still gets a visualization. He still does it a few slow reps, because when you do the slow reps, you can feel it. You can feel your balance. You can feel your posture. You can feel which muscles are firing, which muscles you want to turn off, and which muscles you want to turn on. And he's doing that slowly, a few reps before he starts ripping it. So he's doing a few slow jab to the body hook, and then he rips it in. Look there. He uses that twist of the shoulder, jab, rotates the right shoulder, kind of as a right hand fake, and gets his head offline and sets him up for a body shot. Is Padman standing southpaw? I can't remember which fight he's training for here, maybe Des Marinas, I can't remember. But yeah, he's doing the same thing. He'll do it slow a few times and then rip it. When you're doing it slow, you can get that visualization, you can get that feel. When you do it fast all the time, you can't get the right feel, so it's good to get both reps. So he gets the slow reps, whilst he's practicing his technique, and then he builds it fast. He did the same there. One little just slow rolling body hook, and then he hits a rolling body hook fast. Doing the same with that uppercut into body hook. He hits that combination better than anyone, pretty much anyone ever. Right uppercut, left body hook. He's got so many knockdowns with it, but yet he still practices a few slow and then rips it a lot harder. A lot of body shots against the southpaw stance. Here, bending the knees, high guard, just little movements between. He doesn't have to be crazy between each one. There's different types of pads. Sometimes there's pads where you're trying to move around the ring or the cage or whatever it is, absolutely loads and faint loads. There's times in pads where you kind of want to set and just drill the technique over and over and over. Here he's doing basics again. Cross from a nice crouched position. That cross is leveraging him into the hook. He's not throwing himself off balance with the cross, and he's got his knees bent. A lot of the time, I like to get people exaggerating how much they bend their knees, because the tendency is to let your legs go straight, be lazy and lean forward. So there's a real attention to that bend in the knees. Bending the knees without leaning forward, keeping that posture. Getting single shots, ripping the right cross with minimal telegraph, minimal wind up. Gripping the floor with his feet, you can tell, there's no loss of grip with the floor. If that back foot comes off the floor, no power. So again, he's ripping that uppercut, and then the triple uppercut, which he's become a little bit famous for. You should watch his brother fight, Takuma Inoue, where he fought Furuhashi. He lands that triple uppercut about 20 times. It's ridiculous, that fight. But anyway, he moves on to the bullseye pad, which is really great for them rotational hooks. Not as good for straight punching as a tool, but for hooks, it's beauty. So he's getting a little bit of instruction there, ripping the right body hook into left head hook. A beautiful combination. Just watch Lineker Andrade, where Lineker does that absolutely loads. So, again, just loosening off, because a lot of people think boxers, fighters train at a crazy pace at all times. But if you actually want to build your power and you want to build your technique, it's not the craziest pace. You just 1 or 2 good reps, move, look at that attention to the bend in the knees. There. Getting a little bit of instruction. I wish I could understand what it was. Hitting the left hook. From a crouched position, from a very, very close position as well. This shows how much power in the hook you can get without bringing your arm out too wide. Stepping on the back foot slightly, kind of leading him into it. And when he's throwing that left hook, you can tell he's pulling his right shoulder back. Even without bringing your left hand out wide, you can get so much power by pulling that right shoulder back. And then vice versa on this right hook. Very tight, very low in, but he's pulling that left shoulder back. You can get so much power. You don't need to swing the arm out too much. Elbow behind the fist to add power. In tight, this kind of glove to glove range. See how it works? Different techniques at different ranges. You've got to be adaptable. You know, a right hook can be different, like whether it's a bit longer or a bit closer in. So things we can learn from that is, one, you don't have to do every rep as fast as possible. He has one of the best body hooks in the world, probably best uppercut to body hook in the world. And he still does it slowly sometimes, because when you do it slowly, you can get that feel for the weight transfer, the feel for which muscles you want to turn on, turn off at which time. And you can get that feel much better when you do it slowly and when you kind of visualize through it. And then, of course, you can just go into blasting it like he does there. That bend in the knees, that's so crucial. I'll exaggerate that. Obviously, when you're moving into MMA and fighting with kicks, you've got to change that a little bit, because sometimes if you're too crouched down, it can be hard to check kicks. Look how Michael Chandler can struggle to check kicks sometimes because he's that crouched down. But emphasize that bend in the knee and that balance, because exaggerate it almost. Because when you get a little bit tired, you're going to just straighten your legs and start walking in your more normal way. But yeah, there's loads we can learn from Noaya Inoue. Absolutely, probably my favourite boxer in terms of I like to study, watch him, and then do stuff like that myself. Him and Roman Gonzalez. But yeah, absolutely loads of stuff to learn. Rate, comment, and subscribe, and all these algorithmic wiffle waffles.